to my channel. My name is Lily if you're new here. Today I wanted to do a little bit of a different video. If you're new here, my husband and I just moved back to a really old farmhouse on his family farm. It was built in 1866, and so there's so much charm and just originality in this home. We are still putting it together, decorating, kind of figuring out where we want things to go. But with all that being said, in an old home, I feel like you have so much more ability to really lean into kind of the old feel and some of the quirky things about the home. And one of my favorite things is old art, and so kind of pairing the two just feel like the perfect marriage. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how I get really large scale art that is antique and old, but do it on a budget and a very easy and manageable way to do yourself. I get so many questions about where I got one piece of art, and I did it this way. And so I'm just really excited to kind of bring you guys along this process and show you guys how I like to do this for so cheap. I'm just gonna go through a few things that you need first to kind of complete this project, and then you can kind of be on your way. There's quite a few little details, so I'm just gonna go through everything. But if you want to jump forward to me just walking you through the DIY and kind of the visuals of it, you can skip to this part. So what you're gonna do first is you're gonna go into any major art museum. I used the Met for all three of the prints that you're gonna see today. I searched the Met Open Access, and open access is the key here. That means that you're going to be able to access all of the art that is available for download. Once you get onto the Met's website, you're then going to click on the open access portion, and you're in. You have access to all of the art that they have scanned at a really high resolution. Put in whatever filters for all of the prints that I found today. I put in European art, and I did paintings. That gave me a whole array of different types of art. If I don't find anything at one museum, I go to the next. You look through what the Met has and you're not super excited, you can go to the National Gallery of Art and do the same thing. National Gallery of Art, open access, or sometimes it's public domain. Either of those will work. You're going to download the art piece onto your computer or whatever device you're using. I saved all of mine as JPEGs. Now, a quick little tip that I want to tell you guys about is if you're doing large scale art, the art on whatever museum site you're on needs to also be semi-large scale. For reference, I printed 24 by 36 prints for all of the artwork that I'm doing today, but I wouldn't have been able to do that at such a large scale if the original pieces were not also large scale. The reason being for this is that even though the scans of these paintings are so high quality, if you have a little tiny 6" by 4" painting and you're trying to blow it up onto a 24 by 36 poster, it's gonna look blown out, it's not going to look high quality, it's going to be probably pixelated. And so to avoid that, you want to find art that's the same size of the prints and the frames that you already have. Once I download my art, I send it over to CVS. So a lot of times you can do same day pickup, you can get it shipped. Now that all of that is out of the way and you know how to access the art, you have it printed, you're gonna need frames. I was on Facebook Marketplace, I think 2 or 3 years ago, and I found all of these incredible large wood frames. And I think I got them all for like $15 or $20. Frames are something that are really easy to find. Thrifting, antiquing, on Facebook Marketplace. None of these have backs, sadly, because I wish they did. But I'll show you guys how I get around that. What I like to do is I like to find frames first and then art to fill them, because I feel like it really matters what piece of art you put in a frame. But if that's something that you don't really care about, you can go ahead and find art and then order stuff on Amazon. So for supplies, you're going to need Mod Podge. I got the matte type. You're also going to need some heavy duty adhesive spray. This is to stick your print onto your poster board or the back of your picture frame. You're also going to need duct tape. I'm sure there's a better looking way to do this, but I feel like the back of your painting is going to be on the wall. Nobody's going to see it. And finally, you're going to need poster boards of all different sizes to fit your frames. If you get a standard picture frame, then usually poster boards come in that, whether it's 20 by 30, 24 by 36 or even smaller sizes. These sizes, the smaller sizes, are the 20 by 30s. So I have 3 of these. One is more thick just in case I needed it, and then I have 2 standard poster boards. And then I got a really, really large one. I think this was a 30 by 40 size. First thing you're gonna wanna do is measure out your poster board and make sure it fits into your frame. So what I did is I just took a pin, I measured the outline of the frame to my poster board, and then used a box cutter to cut even lines. Once everything was looking good, I went ahead and measured my poster and then also cut that to fit the poster board. I then sprayed my poster board with the heavy adhesive. I did this outside because it's pretty strong. And then moving pretty quickly, you wanna make sure that you get your poster on your poster board, and then I take a card. I use a gift card or something that I don't mind getting kind of messy, and I go from the center of the poster and work outwards, getting any air bubbles out. Then I take Mod Podge on a plate and work from the center outwards, covering the whole poster board with cross motion strokes with my brush. I will also kind of go with brush strokes that are visible in the painting and mimic those so that you can see that when the Mod Podge dries. Now it's gonna look a little crazy and you're even going to second guess if you did the right thing, but the Mod Podge should dry clear. And then I go ahead and repeat that process a few more times because I'm doing 3 different prints today. Once the Mod Podge has completely dried, you're going to fit your poster board into your frame, and then I use heavy duty duct tape and duct tape the edges and sometimes the sides. And there you have it. You have beautiful prints that are now framed so well. Here are the 3 that I did. I hope this video has been helpful. I hope that you get some beautiful prints framed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all next week.